All right, welcome back. We have this young lady. She has a problem with couple goals. But let's see, before we assume, let's not make assumptions. It's lack of game that make people make assumptions. Assumptions are terrible. Assumptions, think about it, it's almost opposite of active listening. Like, you just make an assumption that you know what they're about to say and stuff like that. So try to avoid assumptions as a rule, okay, as a principle of life, okay. Even when you see the headline and it's like, oh, I know where they're going, just try it. Just try your best, because naturally we all assume, because we have so much. The more we become adults, the more we make assumptions, because we start to feel like we know a lot. Pride, ego, all of that, right? It creeps us on us, like, no, I know where they're going. I do it too, okay? But let's not assume we know what she's saying. Let's just listen to it really quickly. All right, let's see what this young lady has to say.
Our generation, yeah, the devil tries to make us feel like we are missing out on some.
Yeah.
You see the problem with our generation, yeah? The devil tries to make us feel like we are missing out on something because somebody else is having it another way.
Okay, she said the problem with their generation. Let me see her face. I can't tell. She could be anything between the age of 25 and 55. Let's continue. So I'm not sure what generation she's talking about. Let's go.
You see this relationship for aesthetics thing? Hear me out. I love aesthetics so much. As a matter of fact, I'm an aesthetics baby. But because you're buying flowers for Rita and because you're buying Chanel bag for Omomi, doesn't mean that if your partner doesn't buy you Chanel bag, he doesn't love you. No. Don't get caught up.
Oh, she's talking about contentment. I was thinking something that entirely, right? She's talking about being contented. That's the word, right? Being content. You could say either word, right? I don't see a lot of people saying that these days. That's interesting. Let's keep going.
In the standard of social media relationship, build your foundation with your partner first.
Okay, so when I see wake up, there are no couple goals. I thought she was talking about something. I thought she wants to drag couples. The ones that don't let us rest on social media, right? That's what I thought she was going to drag. But she's saying that don't look at people's highlights and then set yourself up for failure with that. Don't look at Chanel bags, Birkins, all this, fancy stuff, Range Rover. Hey, she's don't look at that, right? That's what she's talking about. We can't hate on that message, right?
Be honest with yourselves. Communicate and understand yourselves well. Because a lot of people want the aesthetics of relationship, but they don't want to do the work.
I keep hearing that. People just want what it looks like on the surface. They don't want to work, right? Or people listen to the last segment, which is friendship, but they don't realize that sometimes, the devil will throw some sun inside a little bit. Now, you need to know how to manage that to get out of it, because that negative moment, remember yesterday? Those negative moments has a lot more power, stronghold over your overall experience if you let it, right? Even though when you're counting in seconds and hours, you actually have more good times, but negative moments are very powerful. You can dwell on it, you can build resentment out of it, right? So as much as you can have friendship, again, if you don't have the skill set for conflict resolution, you will have problems. I think that's what I will add on to when she says communication, okay? Because communication, just talking back and forth, that's not enough. You actually need to be able to listen actively.
They don't want to be loyal. They don't want to be humble or ready to accept individual
humility.
flaws. Just not aesthetics. Let's post for social media. Wake up. There's no couple goals. You create your own.
She said there's no couple goals. You create your... I think I like that message.
Goals.
She didn't say couple goals don't exist, but you create yours ultimately. I like it. Let me see what they're saying here. First of all, let me come to the chat. Gorex says, D-Love says she's making sense. She did make sense. Let me see here. Coming from a relationship aesthetic girl, please believe her. Not only her, know within her eyes don't see for the relationship. Oh my God. Coming from the wrong source. Why? What's wrong with that? Let me see. Is she like somebody popular? Is this counsels? Influencer. Oh, she's an influencer. Caramel. I don't know who she is. She's an influencer. Okay. She cancels her gender. Okay. Some people are like coming from the wrong source. What's the wrong source? God can speak to you through a donkey. Abinobiso, right? If you agree with Carmel Sugar, like this post. Okay. And right, somebody soliciting for a post, but coming from the wrong source. Jesus, people are evil. This one don't see shege. Better believer, no bata. The heartbreak for one is not a heartbreak for all. Some people might know some things that we don't know, right? Ignore the messenger and go home with the message. She spoke facts. All right, that's a word. Make una borrow me cement and bricks to build my relationship, I beg. The reason, so some people are very quick to say, you know, why is everybody talking about relationship? Because relationship is not your mate. That's what everybody has. That's one of the few things that everybody has to do, right? People have to die. People have to have relationships. Oh, you didn't think about it that way, right? Oh, yeah. So now the likelihood of people dying young is becoming lower and lower, right? In the United States, 76 years average lifetime. Nigeria, 52, right? All that time, you know what you're going to be doing? Relationships. If you don't know how to do it, you could just collect shege. People just need to be honest with themselves. Mr. Alao, a verified account, says, some people want to receive what they're not willing to give. That's why I say focus on giving. Focus on giving. If you're tired of giving, give to yourself. Okay, when you're giving to yourself, don't just give material things to yourself. Give yourself self-development, personal improvement. Okay, boost your value in the marketplace, in the dating marketplace. Should I spell it out? Right? They yearn for a loyal partner, yet their loyalty is often reserved solely for their own needs. Lobaton. They desire a healed and established partner, but they haven't made the necessary investment in their own financial, mental, and emotional growth. Okay, word. The more we work on ourselves, the better people we get to have in our lives. That is a word. I like that. Now, these people are not being nice. They must know her better than I do. They said, right message, wrong messenger. What did she do to these people? No be you suppose they give advice for relationship matter. All right, exactly correct. She might be speaking from experience now. What's wrong with that? Well, the best teachers teach from experience. Okay, write that down. The best teachers, they teach from experience. Let's see. You spoke well, sis. I go leave my papa and mama where they do lovey even at their age. Go carry a total stranger. Go do couple goals. No, now, or wrong. Well, it's okay to admire beautiful couple doing their thing. She was not talking about beautiful couple doing their thing. That's what I would have assumed, right? But she wasn't talking about that. She's saying you create your own couple goals. I think that's a good message ultimately. But don't expect too much from them so you don't get disappointed if things go south. This person said love is scam. Sometimes some of these people are also fighting their own battles. Pictures can't tell. In a nutshell, not all that glitters is gold. All right. So let me give this quick analogy just to finish this segment, okay? Have you ever seen a very, very nice Range Rover and you admire it, whatever your favorite car is, right? And then you see one of them have an accident, right? Do you stop loving them, right? Do you generally just forget that it was once a nice Range Rover, somebody just crashed it? You don't, right? Okay, so life happens, okay? At the end of the day, if you are looking to buy your next car, if you can afford it, you have a benchmark. You have an idea of what you have, right? See, we have benchmarks in everything else in life. The only place where we push back at benchmark is in relationships and marriage, because just do you know, everybody is different, because that's what we are very quick to say that. It's not wrong on paper. It's not wrong on the surface, right? But I would want to know why you're saying that, right? I want to know why you're saying that. I'll tell you like this. I'll put it to you. It's more entertaining. Misery Loves Company is much more entertaining than, you know what? Maybe there's something I can learn. Especially we're talking about emotional level, right? when you find yourself in a very funky place emotionally, there's a part of you that's kind of addicted to the pain of it, right? Like just touching it and just touching, like, right? And there's a part of you that's subconsciously afraid of total healing, right? Subconsciously. And you need to start paying attention to that. Some people are just addicted to pain, right? So I'll just leave it at that. But she's absolutely right. At the end of the day, you can't take my own couple goal and transplant it to yours. The only thing you can ask me questions. I can share some experiences. I can say, hey, do it this way, do it that way, do it that way, right? Even our coaching program, we're very much focused on your story, right? You see our story already. Usually our clients have read our books a few times, right? So but then we have to we have to focus on your story, because the principles are the same, but application is unique from people to people. All right. But yes, hey Tima, good to see you. Welcome back. Where have you been? All right. So